Hi there, welcome back to Camera Then Coffee. I'm one of your fellow creators who love to talk about deserving cameras. And today I'm damn excited to quickly share the important specs of Sony A7 IV while comparing it with the already favorite Sony A7R III and A7R IV. Cool, it's a beautiful day and without any further ado, let's begin. So the new hybrid camera Sony A7 IV is finally here after a long wait of 3.5 years after the release of Sony A7 III. The new A7 IV is priced at approximately $2,500, cheaper than both the cameras, and is scheduled to be available from December this year. Now let's talk about the image specifications of the camera. Starting with the sensor, the new A7 IV houses a newly developed 33 megapixel full-frame CMOS sensor sandwiched right in the middle of these two. And the A7 IV is also powered by the latest Bion's XR image processor, which contributes to image quality and better interface response. And together, the new sensor and the powerful processor will allow a continuous shooting of 10 fps, both with mechanical shutter and electronic shutter. And as far as the ISO is concerned, the new Sony A7 IV leads the game with a wider ISO range. Whereas speaking of shutter speed, it's the same story in all the three cameras. Now let's talk about autofocus. All the three cameras have a fast hybrid autofocus with face detection and contrast detection AF points. But the new A7 IV has 759 face detection AF points plus 425 densely positioned contrast detection points that covers approximately 94% of image area. And when conditions get tough and light is not in our favor, the A7 IV will once again win the battle as it claims to focus down to light level of -4 EV. And yes, all the three cameras have eye, face and head detection that ensures that the shots will be sharp and in focus. In addition, we get movie eye focus and real-time tracking on A7 IV and A7R IV that works on humans, animals as well as birds. Speaking of the body, the new Sony A7 IV has a comparatively larger body, but comparatively is lighter than Sony A7R IV. And one thing that puts A7 IV ahead of the other two is the 3-inch articulating touchscreen with 1.36 million dots. Speaking of other two cameras, their LCD have 1.44 million dots. But if you get the new bodies which were relaunched 6 months back, their LCD have 2.36 million dots. Talking about EVF, the A7R IV steals the show with highly detailed, higher resolution electronic viewfinder with staggering 5.76 million dots. And unfortunately, all the three cameras don't have inbuilt flash. Now, as Sony A7 IV has enhanced processing powers, it allows the high-speed CF Express Type A card to take a space inside the camera. Speaking of battery, all the three cameras houses the same battery, which is internally chargeable. And as far as battery life is concerned, it's quite similar both in case of stills as well as videos. And yes, all the three bodies are water and dust resistant. And all the three have E-mounts. Now comes my favorite part, the video specs. All the three cameras can record UHD 4K, but the new Sony A7 IV can record up to 60 frames with a slight crop. And as far as Full HD is concerned, all the three cameras can record up to 120 frames. And yes, the A7 IV and A7R IV don't have any recording limit. And just like internal recording, all the three cameras are great with their external recording, with A7 IV once again leading the game. Now, one really good feature here is that the new Sony A7 IV can stream in 4K and in Full HD up to 60p and also offers simultaneous internal recording. That's great. And last but not the least, all the three cameras have 5-axis in-body image stabilization. That's it guys, thank you so much for stopping by, and if the video was helpful, do support me by subscribing.